what I have learned that I consider really sort of life lessons or whatever. Not even just life lessons, but most of what I've learned, I could say I almost learned it first at the piano.
It was originally required by my school to take 2 years of music, so I started to do clarinet, and then I decided to actually do what I wanted to do, so I looked to singing in choir. And after that point, I was always doing choir and singing and music because I wanted to do it, not necessarily because I was forced to do it.
I started playing the cello when I was about 10 years old. I first had music training at the school that I went to, where they had us play the recorder and sing in a chorus. And at a certain point, we were all required to try an instrument for a year.
I mean, I've always really loved music, and I love to sing, and I really love to listen to music, and I've always wanted to be able to play the piano. That was like a dream from the time I was a kid, but it just never happened. The piano was just here, and I thought, I gotta do this. I just have to do this, so I did.
Parents had a weird rule in our family that you had to play an instrument until you were out of high school.
I don't think that I would have thought to join the choir in kindergarten if it hadn't been obligatory, and the same probably goes for cello.
It was actually my idea to pick up the guitar and to ask my mom if I could take lessons, and I did that for maybe 3 years. And then my guitar teacher moved away and I never got a new one, but I kept studying and I kept practicing. I'm still playing guitar.
I mean, I joined choir as an endeavor to take control of my voice for hip-hop, but I found that I like it a lot more than just for controlling my voice.
And by, I would say sophomore, junior year, for sure junior year, by then I was sure I was going to go to music school and be a musician.
I guess on a really practical level, I use what I've learned in music when I'm teaching music and when I'm studying music and when I'm writing about music. It's helpful to have some sort of a theoretical basis when you're doing cultural work. From my musical work, from all my time doing choir and singing, is that there's a whole soundscape underneath the visible scape that's a whole other way to interact with your environment and to interact with other people. And I think it's really, really important.
I made a lot of friends through like going to orchestra and stuff, and I'm still friends with them, so that's something to take away. You learn in choir not to lock your knees. True.
Yeah, besides enjoyment, I learned just like how to focus and really concentrate onto a certain thing.
One thing that I've really learned about being a musician and being in choir is teamwork, you know, and being able to work with other people to make one great sound.
For me, right now, since it still really seems very, very new, I think the most significant thing is to actually hear something coming out of the piano that is musical, and that each time I try something else and it either works or it doesn't work for a period of time, it really just feels very exciting.
I definitely learned the lesson that you don't know what you have until it's gone. I quit choir for a year and I thought it was gonna not affect me very much, but it was the hardest thing. I'll have it. Like, it's my favorite period of the day. It's what I use to release stress. It's fun. I mean, it makes me happy. That's why I do it. And I don't think I'm ready to let that go, so.
Definitely having a base of classical training allows you to be more creative, because even if you're not necessarily making classical music, I think that if you have that sensibility, it just kind of like completely like opens your world to be able to just do more in general, have a more like exciting, creative experience when you're writing.
Once you reach a level where you are comfortable and you feel happy with your playing, then you can unleash everything that you're feeling to create something that's completely your own.
Learning viola, I started in 4th grade. It definitely gave me a lot of confidence. Being able to play in an orchestra and an adult orchestra, succeeding something that was separate from school, something that, a lesson I had for a half hour every week in my own living room, something that I could do, and was a way for me to push myself without, a teacher or a parent or anything like that. So, I don't know where I would be if I didn't have viola lessons.
The private lessons that I took from piano have helped so much. I wouldn't be doing music. My future would not be in music right now if I hadn't taken piano lessons my whole life. There's no way. It's helped me. It's the base of everything that I have going for me right now. So very, very thankful that I took piano lessons.
That, and you shouldn't lock your knees while you're standing still for a long time or you'll faint. I learned that in choir, and I also think about that sometimes.